mod frenzy for my 2018 Audi S4 continues, and we're doing a little cosmetic mod. I really hate the chrome-looking grille that the car came with because it's red, and I was able to pick up this RS-style grille, and I'm ready to go test this out. I need to remove the front wheels. To do that, I have to use this little tool, which can be found in your toolkit in the back in your trunk. You just put it in, pinch around it, pull the cap out. Now we're gonna take a 17 mil socket, and you wanna find one that's kind of skinny, and our impact, and blast these off. We're gonna use this T25 Torx to remove 3 outer screws. Slightly peel this stuff back. You wanna be careful because it's kind of form-fitting and you don't really wanna rip it. We have this little clip we need to remove, and we'll use a trim removal tool for that. Now way back there, it's actually all the way in the front, like almost below your headlight, is a T30 bolt. I would say swivel extension is the way to go. I'd recommend using your hands to first line everything up, and then plug your tool in and start unfastening. Uh-oh, I think I dropped it. I'll use a magnet to fish this bolt out. There we go. So now you can put this carpet back in so that it keeps its molded shape. These bolts right here will allow us to disconnect that front fascia. There are 2 T25s and 5 T30s. Let's knock the T25s out first. Let's do the T30s. It's gonna be these 5 bolts. Press the little button right back here. It's on the back side of this release, and you want to push on it hard and pull it out. And you can see the buttons right there. The button may get stuck. And just so we don't screw this up when reinstalling, I'll take my little screwdriver and I'll pop that button right back out. Get your hands around the sides here and carefully pry up. So you see we've popped this up, and now you pry backwards and you come out of these clips. And of course, we have 4 of our good old friends, the T30s right here. We're gonna move this chair under here, and hopefully it'll catch our front fascia. What we want to do is reach here and pull. Woo! And I think it's more about giving it a shaking action than a pulling action. There's all these clips. Yep, there we go. So wait, was that it? Just the one clip? I was imagining more, but I guess they all daisy chain off that one clip, and I'm already finding rocks in here. You might have a camera up here and a few other things, so let's try rolling it out with a chair. And we've got half the forest in here. We've got a cigarette butt. As you can see, I've got my front fascia on a safe surface, and we can start installing the grille. First, we need to remove some of these screws, and we'll be back to our old front T25. We should be able to remove this now. As you can see, there are clips on the back side here that you have to undo. There's gonna be 2 of these. I think using a pry tool is probably the easiest method here. And there we go. The belly pan is no longer captive. We've got some cabling here that seems to run along the pan. And I think we can just squeeze that off, and there we go. You've got more on this side. Now the pan should come out. It looks like we have to remove the parking sensor wiring from the inner part of the grille too. Let's unplug the parking sensor. Probably the easiest thing to do here. And I'm being kind of aggressive. You may want to be more careful than me. We should unplug the sensor as well. There are more T25s for us to remove in here. So that is the entire perimeter around the shape, and there's 7 of them. So now what we need to do is disengage these tabs for the lower trim piece. Now we want to go to the lower level and push on these as well. And just use your fingers to squeeze. All right, there we go, guys. Pieces out. Now, apparently these tabs have to come apart. There are also these red tabs over here. They might be a little tricky. Let's try to disengage this one first. This is the one they really don't want you to take apart. I don't think these were meant to be removable. All right, I got this side out. There we go. There's our original grill. Here is the new grill. I've kind of mocked it up on top of our fascia. And one thing that I did do is I transplanted the parking sensors. Unfortunately, I had a technical issue and the camera missed that part, but it is very easy. You just spread out these 2 clips and wiggle as you do that. Now we can start working in reverse. We want to start with the little tabs that we had to pry out last time. We're now ready to get our bumper cover back on, and we need to plug in our parking sensors. We've got the fascia in place, and I've kind of walked around and made sure all the lines and the gaps have kind of, aligned. We're gonna use this T30 socket to button up these 4 bolts at the top, ratchet to power them in a little bit, and then we'll finish them by hand. Install this top cover. A little bit of a challenge. It's just a little, you feel like you're gonna break it a little bit, but you gotta slide it under here, and then remember those clips. Hopefully they're compatible with this grill, and it looks like they are. And having a close look, I understand why they flipped the sensors. They wouldn't have room going the other way, I think. Now you can attach our latch. We can start to button up the belly pan and the big bolts going first. Those are the T30s. We do need to get the one screw inside the fender. I don't have a great way of showing you how to do this. The one trick I can suggest is using some tape around the bolt and a long extension, fish it through by hand, get it started. You want to take this little guy, come back in here, push hard once he's in place, get the carpet back in, start throwing these bad boys in. Now we just button up the rest of these Torx that we took out from the wheel liner. Throw the lugs on one by one and then we'll tighten them together. I'm gonna be doing it with a Torx stick, which will get it to 80 foot-pounds. You need 90, just get them snugged up first. I have to say that RS Grille looks absolutely fantastic on the car. The installation is something that I give like a 2 to 3 wrench, depending on your tools, your experience. You know, have you ever worked on like body pieces before and how confident you are? I do think it's something most people could install if you take your time. Please don't expect that this is like a 1-hour job if you've never done anything like this before. Even if you're fairly experienced, give yourself an afternoon at least. But if you're not experienced at all, I'd say give yourself a weekend. You will be very happy with the results once you see it on the car. I would love it if you subscribed, if you left me a nice comment, a thumbs up, and I hope to see you again really soon. There will be lots more Audi content coming.